need your help too. So, you know.
Facing the rising sun of a new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, our ancestors welcome you. BSU of Palm Springs welcome you. Is there anyone here from the Palm Springs Unified School District, Palm Springs High School here?
Do I still count?
Yes.
And yes, I'm here.
All right. Can you please share with them a little bit about what did BSU and Palm Springs used to do? What were some of the things that we did there?
We did a lot. We had a lot of cultural information meetings. We had a lot of great, powerful public speakers come and talk to everybody. We hosted events for the entire school. It was a great community getting together, and the students were empowered and informed about all types of different cultures. And it was the place to be. It was the place to be.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you, brother. So once again, to our younger brothers and sisters, the BSU, the Black Student Union of Palm Springs High School welcomes you. We also have a mentor program going on. If you feel that you need someone to talk to, you know, get some motivation, maybe you can't quite communicate with your parents, we have a mentorship going on. We have some wonderful students. If you're interested, please email me, jcox@psusd.us. If anyone would be nice enough to put my email in the chat box, Palm Springs High School Black Student Union is there for you. All right. APAC welcomes you. Can I please have Mr. Elmore educate everybody? What is APAC? Anybody? Representative from APAC like to speak? No one from APAC? Ms. Ruby?
Yeah, I don't mind. I think Frank is trying to unmute himself. Frank, you're still muted. If you're able to unmute, there you go.
Okay, now I got it.
Thank you, Mr. Elmore.
Yeah, no problem. APAC, African American Parent Advisory Council. We are a group of dedicated individuals, and we're trying to make ourselves known in the community, especially the Black community, as far as being a center group between the parents and students, the Black parents and students, to the district. And we're looking, our purpose is to be that fulcrum, so to speak, that allows the parents to have a voice that we represent. So that's kind of where we're at, and we're looking to involve as many parents as we can. So the outreach is ongoing. We're out here. We're trying to bring parents in, and we're looking to grow this organization and be more effective in the Palm Springs Unified School District, and especially with our Black families and children.
Thank you so much, Mr. Elmore. Once again, APAC welcomes you. Please, if you are the parents of any Black children, African-American children, or if you just take an interest in what's going on in the Black community, contact APAC, psusd@gmail.com. Their number is 760-275-1551. Remember, students, it takes a village to raise a child, so we all have to work together, right? All right, thank you, Mr. Elmore, for that. Our African ancestors welcome you, ladies and gentlemen. Today, I would like to teach you a Swahili word. It means hello. Have you guys ever heard of Swahili? Feel free to write in the chat or unmute. Have any of you guys ever heard of Swahili? Middle school students, any of you? Yes,
Yes.
no? All right. Well, did you guys know the Swahili language is spoken in African countries like Kenya? Have you guys heard of Kenya? Anybody? Kenya? What about Uganda? Okay, what about Tanzania? Feel free to write in the chat. Have you heard of those countries? Well, guess what? If you ever have the wonderful opportunity, like my cousin Michael, who traveled to Africa, you would say jambo. Jambo. Jambo means hello in Swahili. So now you know. Our African ancestors welcome you. Speaking of our African ancestors, ladies and gentlemen, it is a great pleasure to introduce you to my sister, Dr. Dawn Cox. She welcomes you. Today, she will be reading an excerpt from a poem written by County Cullen. Have any of you all ever heard of County Cullen? Anyone? No one? In the chat, is there anything in the chat that can be shared? Anyone ever hear of County Cullen? No one? Nothing in the chat, huh? Well, guess what? County Cullen was an iconic figure during the Harlem Renaissance. We're going to be educating you guys about that. He's known for writing poetry, plays, and books. Any writers? Anyone like to write poetry? Anything in the chat, Miss Everett or Miss Ruby?
No. Oh, someone said that their dad does. Tyler's dad.
Oh, nice, 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 nice. Well, he's known for his poetry, plays, and books. So without any further ado, Dr. Cox, I turn it over to you.
Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here with you tonight. And my sister failed to mention the fact that I've been to Africa a few times. We both traveled to Morocco, which is Northern Africa, and I've been to South Africa, Johannesburg, and Zimbabwe. I just want to share with you this poem that's one of my particular favorites. It's not the complete poem, but it's just an excerpt, and it's entitled Heritage by County Cullen. So, what is Africa to me? Copper sun or scarlet sea, jungle star or jungle track, strong bronzed men or regal black, women from whose loins I sprang, when the birds of Eden sang, 3 centuries removed from the scenes his fathers loved, spicy grove, cinnamon tree, what is Africa to me? And when I think about this poem, and anybody else can jump in there, I think about the richness of a continent. I think about the resources, the gold, the diamonds, just all the resources, and the variation of the beautiful people that exist in Africa. And I'm just so pleased that we have an interest in a younger generation that's recognizing their heritage from an ancestral standpoint, that we're not just dealing with what is modern and associated with Blacks, not putting down basketball, not putting down football, not putting down any type of sports. But Black people, you have the great Zimbabwean ruins, you have Timbuktu, you have Mansa Musa, who was a king that paid for everything with gold dust. And I'm just so pleased that we're getting back to our ancestral knowledge of Africa. And thank you for having me tonight.
And thank you, Dr. Cox. On that note, I want all of you to look at our first discussion, our first topic. What does Africa mean to you? And I would love for you all of you to comment in the chat. What does Africa mean to you? Is it even important for us to learn about Africa? So that is our topic. If some of you would like to unmute, or if you can raise your hand, and maybe Miss Ruby and Miss Everett can help me out. I would love to hear from you all, or if you want to write in the chat room. What does Africa mean to you? And is it important for us to learn about Africa? Any hands up? Anything in the chat?
Lily says it's the ancestors. Ariel says it's my heritage. Tyler says it's a happy place. And Dayton Cummings says it's our history. Ooh, the chat's moving fast, child. I can't keep up.
It says history, our backstory, and our importance.
Yeah, that was a dope. I was trying to get it. Thank you, Ruby. That was the backstory. I think that's really a new way. Africa is where a lot of our heritage began, so it's important to learn about it. That was Jared Jackson. I gotta get my glasses, Nicole.
Thank you, ladies, for helping.
Nicole just did an ancestry and found out that their people are from the Democratic Republic of the Congo.
Oh, wow. So I have people in the Congo.
Yeah.
Nice. Is it important for us to learn about Africa? Should we learn about Africa? Go
Brooklyn
ahead.
Griffin says it's very important because it's our heritage and it's the original home of all mankind, says Avril Mueller. I hope I said your name right. I know that's April in French, but I think I butchered it.
Okay, right. So where should we learn about it? Should it be just at home? Should we learn about it in school? Should teachers teach us about Africa? I mean, what are your thoughts on that? Because one of the things that we're trying to do, and I would love other teachers to speak on this, within our school district, we are trying to evoke some change. And I think one of the areas that most educators would agree, we haven't done a lot in terms of teaching a lot of Black students about Africa. And
that's what Lily said in the chat, Ms. Joy. She said, we don't learn enough about it.
Okay, all right. Anything else as we get ready to move on? I would love to hear your thoughts.
Oh, Mueller, okay. There needs to be more emphasis. Ariel said there needs to be more emphasis placed on Africa. And then Ziana said we could also learn from our grandparents.
Oh, nice, nice. Excellent. Well, you know what, you guys, I appreciate all of you for sharing. Thank you, Dr. Cox, for that wonderful poem by County Color. You guys look them up. Great discussion.
Awesome.
I think that's awesome. Excellent. So is that it for the chat, ladies? I don't want to leave anyone out.
There's lots in the chat. The chat is really going on. That mainstream media shows us less desirable images. We need to see more positive images. Somebody said, I'm sorry, I think it was Brooklyn, that we only learn about slavery in elementary school. Avril was giving me the proper definition of her name, and I've been listening to Avril Lavigne back in the 90s. I'm crushed right now. She just stole my whole moment. And that there needs to be more emphasis on Africa, not just slavery. That was the gist of the text.
Thank you. I agree. And let me just share with you once again, and I would love for teachers to comment, we are working toward making changes. I know for myself, I'm a part of a wonderful group of incredible educators where we are going to the elementary. And guess what? We've been teaching them about Africa, the tribes, the religion, the culture, so much rich culture like what my Dr. Cox just mentioned, not just slaves. You all do know we had a history before we were brought here, okay? So I want you all to know that. We were strong people. We built pyramids. I can go on, but I think you get the gist. Anything more before we move on?
Can I say something? And I'm just really glad that these kids are advocating for themselves. If you guys were able to see the movie at Harriet, I hope, unfortunately I wasn't able to see it. My sister knows I'm bad with movies. I'll talk throughout the whole movie and get put out. But you guys should be aware that Harriet Tubman was actually the first Black general over the slaves that Abraham Lincoln freed. So Harriet Tubman went into battle with freed slaves during the Civil War. And so it is important that we recognize the accomplishments of Black people. They talk about Thomas Edison, but it was Lewis Latimer that came up with the filament. It was a Black man that did the first open heart surgery. It was a Black man that came up with the stoplight. It was a Black man that came up with the first water gun. If you guys like those water guns, those cannonballs, we have a Black man who's involved with astrophysicists. I think his name is DeGrassi. So I do want you guys to be tuned in. Just because it's not mentioned in the history doesn't mean it's not a part of your history. And it is your job to advocate for yourselves and say, I am more than this. I am greater than this. Did you know that 20,000 Black slaves were freed during the American Revolution that fought with the British to be emancipated? Okay, so you guys get in there. Find out what makes you you. Let it go beyond the DNA testing. Find out your greatness, okay? Even though you guys should already know, we talk about Dr. Martin Luther King. I know whenever I focus on Black History Month, I do say Black history because I don't want to be limited to Blacks in the United States. We got global greatness. When you think about Nelson Mandela, he was a Xhosa king, Xhosa, with the clicking of the tongue. He was an African chief. Nelson Mandela was an African chief, right? That was put in jail for 30, 40 years because he wanted equality in South Africa and was liberated and later on made the president of South Africa. Okay, so don't be afraid to reach and search and find out. Don't let anybody strip you of your greatness. Don't let anybody strip you from your ancestors and the great things that they've done. Okay, thank you, Ms. Cox. I didn't mean to get caught up in a sermon.
That's all right. You were preaching. Anything else? Thank you for that, Dr. Cox. Any other comments in the chat? All right. All right. Great conversation. Thank you so much. So it's time to do the shout out. Shout out. Is Raymond Cree in the house? Raymond Cree.
Yeah, we're here.
All right. Well, who are you? Share with us who you are.
I'm Liliana Loshba. You might know my mom, Christian Loshba.
Yes! Weren't you at my party, young lady, years ago?
Yes.
All right, we're so glad to have you. Is this your first meeting?
Yes, my mom's over here with me too.
Hi, Mama. Well, we are so glad to have you. Share with us one cool thing about you.
I really like drawing and I'm in advanced art.
All right, that's awesome. And thank you so much for joining us. All right, Raymond Cree. Anybody else from Raymond Cree?
I was from Raymond Cree.
Woo! Welcome. Who are you and one cool thing about you?
Devin Love, and I'm a Valley resident turned college student, and I haven't given up on the education system yet, so here I am.
All right. Well, we're glad to have you. And that's so important, you guys. Isn't it beautiful that we have people that have graduated and they still come back and they believe in you and they want to help you. So thank you so much, Mr. Love, for being here. Anybody else representing Raymond Cree?
Matador, Coach B is here, Raymond Cree.
Hey. Hey, we welcome you, Coach B, and I know you're going to bless us with a wonderful, wonderful message today. Thank you, Coach B, for being here. Anybody else representing Raymond Cree? Okay, all right. What about Nellie Coffman? Nellie Coffman in the house. Anybody?
Me.
Oh, God. All right, well, let's introduce yourself. Who are you and one cool thing about you?
My name is Tyler. One thing cool about me is that I love to listen to music.
Ooh, what type of music?
Radio music.
All right, well, we are glad to have you here. Thank you so much for being here. All right, Nellie Coffman in the house. Anybody else representing Nellie Coffman?
Me.
All right, who are you?
I'm Imani Jenkins.
All right, and one cool thing about you?
I like to read.
Excellent. What genre?
Manga.
Like what genre? What type of do you like to read? Fiction, nonfiction, adventure?
No, that's a genre.
Oh, my bad. Ha! You schooled me. Shout out to Nellie Coffman.
Yeah, that's a type of book, Joy.
Yeah, manga. It's like anime.
Manga. Anime, yeah.
What do you call that?
Thank you for educating me.
Graphic
Thank
novels.
you.
Graphic novels.
Thank you for educating. I told y'all I'm old. I'm out of it. Thank you. I appreciate you schooling me. See, we can all learn from one another, right? All right. Shout out to Nellie Coffman. Anybody else from Nellie Coffman?
I'm from Nellie Kaufman.
Yay. Tell us about you, sweetheart.
I'm Brooklyn Griffin, and I like to do digital art.
Ooh, nice. Good for you. We are so glad to have you here. Thank you. All right. Anybody else from Nellie Coffman? That it? What about Desert Springs Middle School in the house? Are you guys here?
Yeah.
All right. Woohoo! Who are you? Tell us something cool about you.
I'm Dayton Cummins, and I like to make music.
Ooh, what type of music?
Like the modern electro and dubstep and stuff like that.
That is cool. Thank you so much for being here with us today. We appreciate you. All right, anybody else from Desert Spring Middle School?
I'm from Desert Springs.
Yay, tell us about you.
My name is Ziana Booth, and I like to write poets.
Ooh, that is awesome. How long have you been writing?
A year and a half.
Did you like the County Cullen poem?
Yes.
All right.
All right, good for you. Well, we are glad to have you. Thank you for being here. All right. Anybody else, Desert Spring Middle School?
I'm from Desert Springs Middle School.
Ooh, all right, who are you?
I am Mr. Jackson, and some things that I like taking pictures, and I definitely like science.
Oh, nice. Thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate, boy, Desert Spring Middle School is in the house representing. All right, all right. Anybody else from Desert Spring Middle School?
I'm here.
Okay, all right, go ahead. Who
I'm
are
Ms.
you?
Drummond. I'm the assistant principal, and I'm here hanging out.
Well, we appreciate you. What's one cool thing about you?
One cool thing about me is I turned my son's room, he's at college, and I turned his room into my office.
All right. Hey, utilizing space. Well, we are glad to have you here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Anybody else from Desert Spring Middle School? Nobody else? All right. What about James Workman Middle School? Are you here?
Me.
Yay. Who are you?
I'm Willie G. Casper II.
Oh, nice.
All right.
What's cool about you?
I want to be a scientist when I grow up, and I love science.
That is excellent. Great. Well, we appreciate you being here. Thank you. Anybody else from James Workman?
I'm from James Workman.
Yay! Tell us about you.
I'm Tristan Franz, and I want to be a special ed teacher when I grow up.
Wow, we need more of you. You hear that? Future principals, all the principals. You guys have a future special ed teacher there. Thank you. We appreciate you being here with us today. All right. Anybody else from James Workman? That's it? All right. What about Painted Hills Middle School? Painted Hills? That's all right. We're going to work on Painted Hills. We'll have some representation next time. All right, real quickly, anybody, everybody, let's continue with this positivity. What's good? Something good that's going on in your life. You can put it in the chat or speak it out loud. Anything? What's good?
College courses are getting better.
All right, that's what's up. College courses are getting easier. All right. Anything in the chat? What's good? Something positive going on in your life.
Nicole has straight A's this trimester for Tristan, France. Ziana's glad to be going back to church. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
And Brooklyn is finally getting good at math, she said, this year. So yay. And
yay. Awesome.
Dr. D. Cox is focusing on relative issues. Lily says life is good.
Okay.
She's exercising. The weather has finally changed. Yes to you guys on that.
Oh, yes. Hallelujah on that one.
Dayton's glad not to be getting harassed by a bunch of kids at lunch. I know that's right. You must be bringing that good food. And we're all happy about the weather. Yesterday was a shocker, but we're cool now. We literally.
All right. Well, that's what's up. It's so glad to hear some positive news. I know we're going through some crazy times right now, right, you guys? But we try to focus on the positive. Speaking of the positive, how do we maintain a positive attitude? How do we stay motivated? Ladies and gentlemen, I bring to you this wonderful man straight from Lagos, Nigeria. A man who speaks truth and knowledge to power. The one, the only Coach B representing Raymond Cree. He is going to be our inspirational speaker for today. No, he's not from Zamunda, but he's here with us today. Coach, I pass it on to you.
I am so happy to be here. No, I'm just playing. Hello, everybody. I am Coach B. I'm currently in between transport, but as soon as I get to the computer, I'll cut my camera on. But I just wanted to welcome everyone. That picture that Miss Cox had. If you could go back, Miss Cox.
Uh-huh.
All right, let me explain something to y'all. My motivation is I try to be who I needed at that age. Right there. If you were to scratch, and that's a picture from way back in the 1900s. And if you were to scratch and sniff it, it'd probably smell like Sporting Waves hair grease and CK1 cologne. But but my goal as an educator and as a mentor, big brother, barber, uncle, coach, and so many different things for so many different people is to remember who I needed at that age. So for me, I want to tell all of you guys, whatever you have right now is enough. It was great to hear so many people who were involved with the arts, to the point to when I kept hearing people, hey, I do music, I do poetry, I draw, I'm a graphic, I do graphic art and all that kind of stuff. Like, I hope that we could put together like some type of spring showcase, where we could put everyone's people could do an entry to show us what it is that they're good at and showcase your talents. Because a lot of times people have talents, but we get a little shy and don't want to show them off. But hey, it's a lot of money and happiness and peace to be made by sharing your skills and your gifts with other people. With that being said, one thing that I really want to tell you guys, like I was saying earlier, like what you have right now is enough. I know at times you may feel a little bit down and frustrated about what's going on. You can only control what you can control. You can only control what you can control. And so I want to do an exercise with you guys. Ms. Cox, if you could go ahead to the next one. A growth mindset practice, okay? So if you look at number 5, I would like for you to either write it down in the chat, write it down on a piece of paper, and once you're done with that piece of paper, stick it to your mirror. 5 things that you like. I'm sorry, 5 things that you love. Write down 5 things that you love. Okay. After you've done writing down the 5 things that you love, write down, and like I said, you can put it in the chat, and somebody could share out in the chat in a little bit. Then 4 positive things about you. 4 positive things about you. All right. Then after that, and I'm just going through them to still give you guys some time to think about it. 3 things that you are thankful for. I know that Thanksgiving is around the corner, and it was good to see on the news the other day that a lot of places and businesses are actually going to be closed on Thanksgiving Day, because so many times you'll sit at the table at 2 or 3 o'clock, depending on your color and your culture. But then come 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, you out there in a line fussing and cussing over some half-priced items, right? So 3 things that you are thankful for. And then number 2, 2 things that you know or think that you deserve, whether that's love, respect, or whatever the case may be. 2 things that you think or know that you deserve, and one dream that you won't give up on. I heard somebody say that they want to be a special ed teacher. That is awesome. I am currently a special ed teacher. It's a lot of work, and it's always a place for you. Education is one spot that always needs somebody. So I see somebody say they want to be an engineer. That's great. So one dream that you will not give up on, right? And then at the bottom, Ms. Cox, can you read the affirmation part for me, because I can't zoom on my screen?
Okay. I am royalty, and I will be great, because that's the only option I give myself.
There you go. And you all should say that to yourself every day. That part for sure you should say every day. because you are royal, and you are royalty, and so you have to carry yourself as such. You can't expect others to treat you as royalty if you don't carry yourself as royalty, because then it's an easier way to check somebody. If they treating you less than, number one, you need to act and carry yourself as more than. So always carry yourself with the utmost respect. If a person is mispronouncing your name, because some of you, sometimes our parents may have blessed us with the ethnic name, we got to correct them. No, that's not how you say it. Or if it's a name that you would rather go by. I've seen students in class who name may be William on paper, but they don't go by William. They go by Billy, or they may go by BJ, or they may go, I heard one gentleman said that he's the second. But some people may call him Junior. It's like, no, sir, I don't go by Junior. I go by the second. It is okay to correct people, but you have to do it in a respectful way and make sure you lead with love. Because I don't want y'all getting popped upside the head by your parents talking about, man, well, Coach B said that I'm royalty and y'all treat me like a pagan around here. Hey, look, do not blame me if you get popped in the back of your neck, upside your head. Don't email me, and parents please don't have your parents email me talking about you done tried to put a battery in my kid's back, and they thinking they run things around here. And so I'll tell you this, and I tell my students this. At this age right now, young men and young ladies, y'all run nothing but your lips and your legs and water. And even those are limited, because you can't take a long shower as you want to. You can't talk to people any way you want to. And you can't just walk around the house or walk around town, all right? So you are limited as far as opportunity that you can do, but you still have to be respectful when going about doing things. Staying focused in school and things like that, all right? So that's that growth mindset. And we'll try to post this somewhere so you can look at it. Or if you can, screen capture it so that you can look at it. And remember, like I said, write it down, say that affirmation every single day. To achieve it, you got to believe it. And sometimes you got to change your heart, right? You change your heart, it'll change your thoughts. And once you change your thoughts, it'll change your actions. So if you want change, those are the things that needs to be done. Ms. Cox, could you go to the next one, please?
Yes. So once again, if someone could please put in the chat 5 things I love, 4 positive things about me, 3 things I'm thankful for, 2 things I think I deserve, 1 dream I won't give up on. It'd be great if you could put that in the chat.
There's lots of them. You want me to read some of them, Ms. Cox?
Sure. Yeah, you can go back on the slide and then you can read some.
Okay.
Okay. We're just trying to give you time to get to the computer. So
I sure appreciate you.
Diana says 5 things I love is my family, my friends, church, writing poetry, and doing puzzles. 4 things about me is I'm a dancer, a cheerleader, I sing, and I have good grades. And 3 things I'm thankful for: my mom, my brothers, and my grandparents.
Yay.
Dayton, I lost you that fast. Where's my glasses? Lord have mercy. Dayton says himself, the holidays and life, and Jesus Christ and God.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Tyler said games, dad, mom, sister, brother. I got some love for video games on here. Nicole is a twin. She's shouting out her brother Tristan. She's thankful for him. Miss Ruby is happy for her family, herself, and my favorite liquid libation, coffee, also chocolate and education, the one gift that you can keep forever. Dr. D. Cox is happy for her morning walks. Brooklyn is thankful for her mom. Somebody's mama can cook. Dave, what's your mama? You said you was thankful for your mom's cooking and you don't like getting harassed in the lunchroom. So to Miss Everett, that means your mama can throw down, and I'm gonna need to do a drive-by in the kitchen area because I love a good home-cooked meal. Lily wants to be a comic book artist, and who else do I see down here? Oh, she uses them good seasonings. I'm coming through, Dave. You need to understand how Miss Everett feels about a good home-cooked meal. It's a lost art in these desert streets. I'm telling you right now. And I just don't like it. Just takes all day to cook. So Dayton likes music. Lily likes arts, dogs, her dog, and her hamster.
All right.
And then the other jokes have to do with your Zamunda picture, Coach B. I see a soul glow. I think that there's a Coming to America viewing we're going to have to host in the near future. So I feel like the children of today need to understand, Dr. Donda wants the shrimp and grits. We're going to have to get us a menu together, Dr. D. You know, in the winter, we do Taste of Soul, where there's lots of good food in our desert. I'll make sure we get Dayton's mama in the house, because I feel as though she's going to need her own table. And true story, Coach, are you close? We did have somebody's grandmama come set up for Taste of Soul, and when I tell you she sold out of that macaroni and cheese so fast, I couldn't get there. So we are big fans of food. We know that food is love, and it's a way that we all celebrate when we come together. So it sounds like we're coming to Dayton's house here shortly.
All right.
So that was the chat.
Thank you. Oh my goodness. So on that note, Coach, I take you to the next slide.
All righty. On the next slide, a lot of us are. There's one of my favorite math equations, I guess you could call it. C plus P equals E. Your current circumstance plus your perspective will always equal your experience. However, you know, different people deal with different. What's the word I'm looking for? Turmoil, trials and tribulations in different ways. And so what I want you to realize is however you are feeling or however you felt, own it. It's okay. I'm pulling up to my computer right now, thankfully. But that your circumstances, and like I said, in your perspective will always equal your experience. And the thing that because we talk about race relations, right? Some of you may say, oh, I've experienced this and I've experienced that. Teachers, you may have felt like a teacher treated you differently because of your nationality or because of your size or because of your height. Different things. Own that experience. I hope no adult ever takes that away from you and try and tell you, oh, you're just overthinking things and things like that. No, your perspective is your reality, okay? Your perspective is your reality, but do not allow that to be a crutch to slow you down or weigh you down. If anything, just use it as a trampoline to push you forward.
Very good. With that in mind, Coach, while you're setting up, is it okay if we break out into a chat room?
Yes.
All right. So breakout room. Check this out, you guys. I'm going to stop the PowerPoint for a moment. I'm going to break you guys into different rooms. Here's what I want you guys to discuss. Talk about some of those things. What are some experiences that you are going through? Are you going through some things? How do you handle when you're what's your perspective? Do you have a positive perspective? Do you tend to be maybe negative? If so, why? Let's talk about that, okay? So as of now, I'm gonna break you guys up into different chat rooms. For the teachers, advisors out there, I would love for you all to make yourself available to help our brothers and sisters out with any words of encouragement or share with, let me let Coach B in, okay? I definitely encourage you all to share. What have been your experiences? What's your perspective? Do you even know what the word perspective means? Let's talk about that as we open up the chat rooms. All right, let's share.
Hello, Dayton. Hello, Miss Johnson.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
All right. I don't know if it's just the three of us. Should we
I
get
think so,
started?
unless one more person pops in, yeah.
Okay.
So the question is,
what impacts our mindset, or what do we think about our mindset? Was that
what
about
about
it?
you, Dayton? Yeah, that sounds about right. What do you think, Dayton?
Well, from my mindset, I know that about my work, I'm always determined to get it done. I don't like turning in anything late. I ask for help if I need it, and I go to my small groups and ask questions that I really need to ask.
And so how do you think you develop that? Do you develop that because of the people that are at home? Did teachers encourage you? How did that take place for you?
Oh, excuse, are you able to hear Dayton?
He can hear us. I think he's just muted.
Okay. Is he not
Or-
unmuted?
Oh, his mom was talking to him.
Okay. Okay. All right, carry on, ladies and
You're trying to multitask. It's okay.
Okay, so what was the question again?
No, so where did that come from? Did it come, the motivation to make sure you don't turn things in late and things like that? Where does that come from? Is it your teachers? Is it at home? Is it something that you just know is important?
Well, I know what my heart. I follow my dreams, and I don't give up.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, I'm student of the month as well. Well, that was last month. I got it from one of my teachers.
Well, that's really good. And yeah, and especially on distance learning, you still have the motivation to want to achieve great things, where a lot of kids would get lazy and not want to do much. Do you want to go to college?
Yes, I do.
What would you like to study? Do you have any idea?
Definitely math, because I want to become an engineer.
Good for you. Good for you. We need young Black men as engineers in the STEM fields, because that's what's going to just continue to make the world a better place. So you're in 8th grade right now?
Yes.
Okay, so next year you'll be going to the high school. That's where I am. So hopefully I'll have an opportunity to meet you and you'll be a part of BSU when you get there, and I think that would be really good for you.
Okay. Okay.
That sound good?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any questions for us, the adults? Oh, you might be a little busy. How are you, Miss Ruby?
I'm doing great. I love this.
I know.
Joy does a great job of facilitating and getting some good speakers to come out.
Right, and to do this once a month isn't bad.
No, it's definitely manageable. I don't know how she does it though, because she has several things that she has going on that are sort of extra on top of her.
Right. On top of still teaching and doing all that good stuff.
Yeah. What grade are you, Dayton? Did you already tell us?
Yeah. Yes, I'm in 8th.
In 8th. Oh, that's right. That's why you're saying you're going to high school next year.
Yes. So yeah, it'll be definitely a different experience, but you're starting off on the right foot. And if you just continue that into high school, I think you'll be fine. Do you play sports?
I like to play basketball.
Okay, very good. Very good. We have a good basketball team also.
Dayton, in about 3 weeks, there's going to be a virtual conference called STEMCon. And we have a couple of engineering sessions, and we're giving everyone who signs up a science kit. And in the kit, there's like circuits. You can make like they give you wires and batteries and just cool science engineering projects that you could work on. So when you see that flyer come out, I don't know if your parents get Peach Jar, or hopefully your teacher will tell you about it. Or maybe if you signed up, I could just message you. I'll find your name on the registration form and send you the registration so that your parents can come and get that science kit. And then you could choose to go to those engineering sessions. That'll be kind of cool. One of the engineering projects that's going to be offered on that day, it's a way to help people who can't hear help them hear by vibrations in their neck. So you're going to engineer something to be able to make sound and hear sound without using your ears. Kind of cool. I don't know if that's the kind of engineering you're into, but that's one of the projects that we'll be doing.
Would that be like with computers and things like that, or vibration?
Yeah, that's done without computers. There's actually two parts, and I'm not sure if we'll have time for both, but one of them they have you build is with popsicle sticks, rubber bands, and straws. And then you put these popsicle sticks together, and it actually makes noise, and it's because of the vibrating rubber bands. And then there's this cool circuit thing. I'm trying to think if I have a piece of it still. But when you piece them together, you could put it in your mouth, connect it to a device, and then instead of hearing the sound out of your ear, the vibration through your mouth and your jaw, it helps you hear. So for people who are deaf, that's a type of invention that could still help them hear sound, but it's not through their eardrum, it's through the vibration sound. I don't know if I'm using the right terms, but.
Right, it sounds like it. It reminds me of like what a cochlear implant does.
Ah, yeah, I don't know how that
through
works, but
vibration, yeah.
Yeah. So if you're interested, and your parents can go with you too to the sessions, or you can come on your own. That would be a
Is it in person or are they on Zoom?
Zoom. It's going to be all virtual. It's on Friday, November 13th. Is that the Friday? Let me double check my calendar. I think it's
I think it is.
Yes. Okay. And it's from 5 to 7. And we have different sessions. So there's math and technology. But if you're interested in engineering, you could take both engineering sessions.
That sounds really good. And Miss Ruby, thank you for sending out the calendar invite for this, because I didn't miss it, unlike other things that aren't on my calendar.
Awesome. Of course.
It was very nice to meet you, Dayton.
Yes.
Thank you. It's nice to meet you too.
Okay, see you soon.
See you.
Hey, Miss Cox.
Hopefully you have a list of your top three that you can go to with your problems, your concerns, your complaints, your comments, your requests. If it's not mom, maybe it's best friend, maybe it's social media, maybe it's Finster, there's all different kinds of things, a diary. But if you need some feedback, there are plenty of adults in here who are available for you to bounce ideas off of, to bounce feelings off of, because you have to take care of your mental health. Okay, you definitely have to take care of your mental health, and it's okay not to be okay all the time. All right, don't feel like we have to wear masks, right, all day long. But behind these masks, there's some trials and tribulations. There really are some trials and tribulations behind these masks. But you have to take care of your mental health. Okay, and if you need some help, please reach out. Okay, if you need some help, please reach out to any of us. It doesn't matter the time. We can put the email in there. A couple of us have access to it. We'll reach back out to you and so on and so forth. But my biggest thing is that I want you guys not to feel depressed, okay? Because depressed sometimes is deep rest. You just probably need to go to sleep, get you something to eat, grab you a sandwich, because when your stomach is chewing on your spinal cord, times get rough. But I do seriously want you guys to take care of your mental health. Take care of your grades. If you're falling behind in your grades and you feel like, oh man, this teacher ain't really helping me, reach out to us. We know enough people who can help you with that subject. It may not be your teacher, but it's the same subject. So we know some cool teachers who can help you, who don't mind helping you, because the teacher you don't care for. The Zoom's not enough for you, whether that's tutoring, whatever subject. Ms. Cox is at the high school. I used to be at Palm Springs High School. Ms. Everett, Ms. Johnson are at the high school. We know some teachers there's some teachers who teach subjects, and there's some teachers who teach children, who teach kids, young adults. And we know where we can get you to the avenue of those that teach young adults, and not just subject matter, but also checking on you as the whole human. So if there's something that you guys need, realize you have resources. Okay, we are readily available to you.
Can I jump in there? And even though I'm not in the Palm Springs Unified School District, I'm in the Los Angeles area. I am an 8th grade U.S. history teacher, right? So if you feel as if you want to focus on Black history from a historical standpoint, you can just relay the message to Ms. Cox and she can contact me, and I will definitely support you any way I can.
Thank you for that, Dr. Cox. Any thoughts? I want to give the students an opportunity to respond. If you want to respond in the chat or unmute yourself and speak. What are your thoughts about experience, perspective? Do you feel as if you're supported? Do you feel like you have someone you can talk to?
There's definitely something important that we can get from this. There's a lot of things that bloom from the ashes of a really messed up situation, you guys. And take this time that we all have at home to learn something you've never tried before. Take your time out to keep educating yourself. The internet is a great place. It's a double-edged sword. Go out and read something. Don't forget, when this all does blow over, it will get better. Please get involved. Be a part of your community. I was a Boys and Girls Club volunteer for 3 years. Best decision I ever made. It gave me that greater sense of community that a lot of us didn't get the chance to really talk about in high school. The teachers don't necessarily tell us all the time, you know, please go ahead and get involved in something. You know, it doesn't have to just be BSU. It can be a sport. It can be a club. You know, learn how to knit. I've got people at my job trying to sell me homemade knitted sweaters, and they've never sewn in their life, but that's okay. I support them anyways. Look out for each other. Talk to each other, ask each other, how are you doing, my brother? How are you doing, my sister? It's really important that we check up on each other in these times.
Hallelujah. Thank you for that, Mr. Love. Anything from the chat, Ms. Everett?
I have a question for Mr. Shepherd, Mr. Jeremiah. You asked if this was once a month. And so my question to you is once a month enough for you? Do you think you needed more?
Coach B's on the chat, Ms. Cox.
Okay, did Mr. Shepherd want to respond? That was a great question. Is this enough? Do you all feel like we need to meet more often?
I don't know what that yes is to, sir.
It's okay. Okay, thank you.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right. Anything else in the chat?
Not yet.
Okay. Well, as we have closing remarks, I want to introduce lovely lady, Miss Alicia Jackson. She's going to give us some words of inspiration so we can leave on a positive note. And then real quick activity. Miss Jackson, I turn it over to you.
Thank you. Okay. I'm sorry, I was trying to get my mute off. So I really was encouraged in hearing just everyone's thoughts on how they're staying encouraged, like how they combat negative thinking. And I would just like to highlight it's really important to maintain communication. One young lady mentioned about being disconnected from her family, and one way she wanted to counter that was communicating, being honest with her feelings. Another gentleman talked about one of his favorite pastimes being drawing and getting in touch with the arts. And so I really liked for you guys to hone in on those things, hone in on communicating with each other, hone in on finding out things that you may enjoy, hone in on finding out things that other people may enjoy that you haven't gotten experience with. So also focus on who you are and why you like yourself. Focus on things that you're really good at, feeling good about yourself. So anything that you have that you may struggle with, tackle it. Tackle it. There's nothing that you can't do. You're ridiculously capable, and all you have to do is focus on just being positive and looking at friends who you have a good relationship with. Think about things that bring you joy, that make you happy. Focusing on things that you're very good at, giving yourself some admiration for the things that you're good at, and highlighting those things, staying focused and staying positive, because right now it's really a difficult time, and you really want to challenge yourself just to keep yourself afloat and stay positive, connecting with people who are positive just like you. Focusing on what your future goals are, things that you admire about yourself, and knowing that you can achieve whatever it is that you set your mind to, and things that you're also naturally gifted at. So with that, I enjoyed you all. I thought this was a really good interaction that we all had, and I hope you guys stay encouraged until next time.
Thank you for that, Ms. Jackson. Ladies and gentlemen, having said that, our next meeting, Coach, didn't you say something about Thankful Thursday on November 19th? We're going to combine junior high school and high school together. Can you talk a little bit about that, Coach?
Because Imani talking in the chat, she want to make sure this ain't a one and done.
One and done?
Yeah. Imani said, why we only meet once a year? Tell her it's not once a year, Coach. Tell her,
Coach.
Miss Imani, it is once a month, and we're trying to figure out if you needed more, okay? And we're also building a platform to where it's more accessible to you. So because your problems won't wait till once a year. Your problems may not wait till once a month as well. So as far as Thursday, we encourage you to invite whoever you are thankful for, whether that's a teacher, staff member, janitor, bus driver, whatever the case may be. Give them their roses that Thursday, November 19th. We would like for you to invite them and share possibly why you are thankful for them. And just in a spirit of thanks and things like that. So we will be touching base with you all. We'll have it on social media. Y'all middle school, I think y'all shouldn't have no social media, but some of y'all grown, halfway grown, and y'all might have it. No, whatever. It's not my job to judge. So with that being said, parents, we will definitely keep you in the loop. Thank you for all that you do. Students, young men, young ladies, thank you for everything that you have been doing, and the adults that are in the room as well. Keep being a blessing.
Thank you.
I got to jump in here. I think it's very important.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah, no, here it is. Okay, this is the flyer that I was talking from. And on this particular flyer, it says the next meeting date is 11/17.
Yeah, that's for the...
So, yeah, this is the one you sent out, Joy.
Yeah.
So you might want to revisit this flyer. Okay. All right.
I will, but actually, let me clarify. The next Junior Black Achievers meeting will be November. However, what we're doing for the Thankful Thursday, since there were so many indicating that, you know what, once a month is not enough, Coach came up with this wonderful idea. Let's have a Thankful Thursday. So we're going to have both groups, the high school and junior high school, together. But I promise you, we will clarify, we will get the information out, and I appreciate you with that. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, kwaheri means goodbye. I enjoyed each and every one of you. Remember your purpose. Remember all the wonderful things you heard tonight. I love each and every one of you. Thank you to all those that helped us. Be blessed until the next time. Bye. Bye, you guys. Thank you so much. Much love. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Awesome.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good day.
Is Miss Ruby still there? Is Miss Ruby still there?
Yes, I am.
Would you mind staying on for 1 minute? I would like to just talk to you for a second.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Or should I play this?
Bye, Ariel. Bye, Ariel's mom.
I played this one for you, Coach. This will probably bring some wonderful memories to you if he's still here.
Oh, no.